1. The Dead Don't Stay Down. In the style of Jeff Lindsay, I was supposed to be dead. It was, by all accounts, the perfect ending. Bleeding out in the black belly of the Gulf, the yacht exploding behind me, and my brother Brian finally gone. The last ghost of my twisted family burned to ash. I'd set the bomb myself, the Great Bay Harbor butcher performing his final act of self-cleaning. The fire would erase everything, the blood, the bodies, the endless catalog of bad ideas that had led me here. A fitting conclusion, the kind you could imagine in a novel. If you enjoyed slightly apocalyptic fireworks, a minor detonation of familial discord, and a body quietly disappearing into the gulf like a misfiled tax record. So I jumped. The water was warm, sticky with gasoline, and smelled like hell, wrapped in tequila. I remember the pain, sharp, bright, almost theatrical, as the bullet wound in my shoulder screamed its protest. The sting radiated down my arm, a cruel reminder that I was still very much alive, still very much human, still very much a mess. I sank, and for the first time in my life, I didn't fight it. It was strangely comforting, drifting down into that dark silence. For once, there was no need to plan, no code to follow, no ritualistic cleaning to perform. Only me, the water, and a slow, terrifying surrender. I imagined the world above continuing. Yacht smoking in the distance, sirens wailing somewhere in Miami, some bartender losing count of beers sold. And I, blissfully invisible, would be gone. Poof. Dexter Morgan, Miami's favorite blood pattern enthusiast, eradicated like a bad stain. I thought of all the people I'd met, the ones I'd helped off the mortal coil, the ones who deserved it, and maybe a few who didn't. A parade of faces flickered behind my closed eyelids, unsuspecting strangers, occasional monsters, the occasional someone who reminded me, uncomfortably, of myself, a montage of happy little murders. The warmth of the water clung to me as the silence pressed against my eardrums. My lungs burned, my shoulder throbbed, and for the first time the passenger seemed absent. No whisper, no gentle coercion to act, no subtle nudge guiding me toward justice disguised as chaos. A rare moment of peace, maybe even a lie. My body was telling me to distract me from the sting of mortality. Then the blackness took me, and I thought, finally, peace. But peace is a luxury Morgans don't get, because just as the darkness began to close, something grabbed me. A light stabbed through the water, a bright, cutting thing that left no corner untouched. A voice, impossibly familiar, echoed through the void. Jesus Christ, Dexter, not again. Deborah. Of course it was. Only my dear, departed, dysfunctional sister would bother to fish me out of hell. I opened my eyes briefly, salt water, blood, chaos, and saw her face above me. She was screaming at someone, dragging me into a dinghy, her hair plastered to her face, eyes full of that old, furious love. There was the flash of moonlight on her wet jacket, the way her jaw set when she was furious, and that stubborn tilt of her chin that had won arguments she had no chance of winning. Then she looked down at me. Move! And then I passed out.